everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Designed by Deshay. I am Audrey Deshay, and today is day 3 of Glam Christmas Week. I love this project so much, and I've been promising you guys for the last 2 days that the projects are going to get bigger and more glam as we go, so I am here to deliver. This is what we're going to make today, so let's go ahead and get into it. Today's DIY is a super budget-friendly, super blingy Dollar Tree meets Walmart project. So these 2 pumpkin wreaths I picked up from Dollar Tree actually a while ago. I got a bunch of these during fall, and I set 2 of them aside because I knew I wanted to do some kind of Christmas carriage. So they're a little misshapen, they're not completely lined up, so what I was doing is just kind of bending one of them into place so that they would be more aligned. This centerpiece is going to be completely closed. I'm not leaving any space open at the bottom like I did with some of my previous fall centerpieces, so having them be a similar shape is really important. Once I felt like I had them pretty lined up and pretty similar shaped, I moved on to making the front of the carriage door. To do that, I'm just applying gentle pressure to the middle 2, ribs and kind of widening those out. Be careful, don't apply too much pressure because these will snap at the joins. So yeah, whenever you're bending it open, be gentle. I had initially planned on using a pipe cleaner to kind of shape out the door, and I abandoned that really quickly because it's just not going to be substantial enough. So I took this partial wreath. If you watched yesterday's Glam Christmas video, which was the Diva wreath, then you will recognize this. I cut the smaller circles out of this 10-inch wreath, and this was the leftover pieces, and this is why I keep everything and reuse everything, because you never know when it'll come in handy. And cutting just a tiny little piece out of that ended up being perfect for shaping this door. And again, just applying gentle pressure, arcing, I just played with her a little bit until I got the perfect shape, and then I attached it to the pumpkin wreath with some pipe cleaner. And I use the silver metallic kind of sparkly one that looks like pencil, just because it's going to blend in better. I'm now going to start adding the white glitter deco mesh that I picked up from Dollar Tree. I'm going to put this all around both of the pumpkin wreaths. I'm just going to leave the space above the carriage door open. So I'm going to kind of just show you guys how I attach these, just a little bit of them, and then we'll cut to the finished product. So to do this, I am just working with small sections at a time because this glue does dry really quickly on these wreaths. So if you try to do like a really long run of glue, then it's going to dry and cool on you and you'll have to reapply over it, and that can get kind of messy. So just take the seam of the white ribbon and kind of just press that gently to the glue, and then use your scissors or something else to tap that into place, because with this deco mesh being, mesh, that glue will push through and it will burn your fingers. I have the scars to prove it. So just be really careful when you're going around, and as you're stretching the deco mesh, you don't want to stretch it so tight that there's a bit of a divot, but you do want to pull it tight. You don't want it to be too loose and droopy or anything like that. And once you have everything glued down, just trim off the excess. Be sure to leave a little bit, you don't want to trim too much where, it disconnects from the ribbing, I guess. So, just leave a little bit of overlap because your next section is going to go over it. Try to keep the seams on the ribs. That'll keep everything pretty neat. And so, yeah, I'm just going to show you this section as well, and then we're going to cut, and I'll show you what they look like whenever they're all covered. And that's 2 sections down for the front of the carriage. I'm going to continue on all of the other ribs except the top of that carriage door. That is going to be ribbon. And this is the second pumpkin wreath, which is serving as the back. And as you can see, I've covered that completely. I am so impressed with the way that this iridescent like white deco mesh covered with just one layer. I was thinking or fearing I was going to have to use 2 or more, and that meant I was going to have to go back out because I only had half of a roll of white deco mesh left, but it actually worked out perfectly, and it's looking very glittery and wintry and exactly what I was looking for with just one layer. Always a win when I get to spend less money. And here are the finished products with just the layer of deco mesh, and I already think they are turning out great. And I just love that carriage door, guys. It came out so cute. Here I'm just lining them up and I'm going to connect them with zip ties. I'm not sure what was going on with me. I think maybe I'd just been doing too many projects, but I fastened the zip ties with the fastening on the exterior instead of turning them so that they're on the inside. And I only had 3 zip ties. I used all 3 of them, so I couldn't cut them open to reapply. So if you're going to do this just for a much cleaner look, just turn your zip ties so that the fastenings are on the inside. And here I'm taking the last of my Walmart ribbon and I am going to apply that above the carriage door. I am down to my last because I used this ribbon in 2 other projects that you will actually see tomorrow. That is day 4 of Glam Christmas week. So if you are following along, be sure to tune in tomorrow. But to do this, I applied them along the rib and the carriage door, like the top of it. And so because of the way that this is shaped more like a triangle, there is going to be a little bit of an open space at the bottom. Luckily, I had just enough ribbon, guys, and I mean just enough to cut out that last tiny little piece, and I'm gluing it underneath. So I'm gluing it to the top of the carriage door and then to the underside of the ribbon. And I was pretty lucky because the pattern continues, so you really can't tell that these are 3 individual ribbons. So it's always nice. And now I'm just carefully taking a small bead of hot glue and gluing the underside. I did cut the ribbon with a tiny bit of excess so that I could fold it underneath for a more clean look. I'm just going to go ahead and take these Walmart ornaments. They have these beautiful little sparkly snowflakes, and I decided to glue one of it to the center of the ribbon to give the front of the carriage a bit more pop. And now I'm going to move on to building the base for it. If you have seen my 15-minute wall art hack, then you will recognize this styrofoam. I had big giant sheets of these, and I just kind of cut off of them periodically whenever I need something. And you know, as I was trying to keep this project cheap and easy and use a lot of what I had on hand, I decided to go with that. So now I'm just measuring it out, and I'm going to cut it down a little bit smaller off camera. And now I am taking this silver glitter deco mesh from Dollar Tree, and I am going to wrap a couple of layers of it, I think maybe like 5 layers, around that styrofoam. I wanted it to be thick enough that whenever any of the white shone through, it would just kind of reflect the silver back, and I was able to get that. And I think it's nice and glittery and glam, and it's going to fit in perfectly. So a heads up on this part, it is going to take a lot of glue to glue this mesh into place. I didn't show just how much, but you do have to glue in layers, so that's like a 3 to 5 minute long process. And now I'm using ornaments as the wheels. I'm using the metal hanging tip to drive the hole, and then I'm going to go in with my finger to kind of widen and deepen it, and then secure it with a generous amount of hot glue. I repeated those same steps on the other side, and then I had a beautiful base for my Glam Winter Cinderella carriage. Now I'm securing the carriage to the base with a generous amount of hot glue, and I was really happy with the way that it was able to stand on its own. If I let it lean back just a little bit onto the carriage wheels, it's completely stable, so I just made sure to attach the two of those together with just a dab of hot glue as well. Alright guys, now I am just clipping the stem from the back pumpkin off completely. I know that you guys can't really see it from your perspective, but I can, and it's driving me insane that the two pumpkin stems are not aligned. So I'm just getting rid of the back one altogether so that everything's a lot cleaner, and it'll make it a lot easier for me to decorate because we are about to add some bling. To start off, I'll be using a single strand of white Dollar Tree bling wrap to outline the carriage door. And next I'll be moving on to adding double strands of that same bling wrap to outline the entire carriage as well as to outline the front ribbing. While you guys are watching me do that, I will just invite you to like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Like I said, this is Glam Christmas week, so if you're a first-time watcher, you are joining at the right time. I will be dropping a new video every day this week. This is day 3, so you can go and watch Monday and Tuesday's videos. I have that playlist linked, and you know, definitely they're getting more and more glam as we go. I am very excited to share tomorrow's project. I had so much fun making it, but we are definitely building up to Friday, where I'm going to show you guys my super glam Ice Queen Christmas tree. So, you know, if I don't see you any other day this week, make sure to stop by on Friday, guys. I'm sure you're gonna love it. All right, let's add some sparkle to this stem. I am tracing out the outer edge with some hot glue, and then I'm going to take this blue Dollar Tree bling wrap and I'm going to press it there. I'm also going to add a little bit of hot glue to the top of the stem to help hold it in place, and then I'm going to just glue the bling wrap to itself to further secure it. As a side note, just be really careful with this part, guys, because, you know, this glue is hot and, you know, you're dealing with really like tiny spaces where the glue can just seep right through and burn you. So, you know, as always, exercise caution. And can we talk about how cute this is already looking, guys? I'm in love. I can't. And like I mentioned, I am just adding a really thin layer of glue to the back of the bling wrap that's already there. And then I'm just going to fold this over the top where I've added a touch of hot glue. And then I'm just going to kind of carefully, very carefully press it to itself. And that's going to hold it in place. I'm going to grab another bit of bling wrap. I think I cut that down to 3 strands just to fill in the last of the spaces, and repeat that process. And now to finish off the look, I'm taking a single strand of white bling wrap and I'm outlining the outer edges of the stem. Not only is this a great color contrast, but it keeps the uniformity of having everything, outlined in the white bling wrap. And I specifically love how this worked out with everything that's kind of blue being centered right above the carriage door. Just as a color concept, I really enjoyed how that turned out. Since there's so much going on the outside, I decided to keep the inside simple with some fake snow and some ornaments. I have those beautiful white glitter ornaments that you just saw, but I was concerned that they would get lost with the fake snow. So I took some of the blue bling wrap and I just glued, a single strand around one and 5 strands around the other. And now I'm taking this silver poinsettia and I'm putting that in. I will note that the white ornaments, the poinsettia, and the blue ornaments that I'm going to add did come from Walmart. The silver ones that are in there were Dollar Tree. Fake snow also came from Walmart. So this was a Walmart meets Dollar Tree DIY. Those are the only places that I got anything from. and I love this. I only find the single pick of this, but it's these like snow covered tree branches, kind of, that's how I'm seeing them. And so I cut down one of them and just took little pieces, and I'm using them to just kind of gently place it in the mesh along the front, because, you know, my vision is that this, you know, carriage is moving through a snowy forest, and some of the snow covered branches have like broken off and they're just kind of falling down onto the carriage as it's moving. So that's kind of what I was going for. I don't know if that's what I got, but that's what I was shooting for. And I love the way it turned out. So I guess that's all that matters. I think I forgot to mention that snow-covered branch did come from Dollar Tree. I also did add 4 of those snowflakes inside of the carriage by gently placing them in the mesh, the same way I'm placing these branches right now, and they perfectly. There are 2 in the back and 2 in the front, and there we have it. Look at that. It is gorgeous and blingy and so glam. I love how it turned out. I did go in and cover those exposed zip tie pieces with some additional bling wrap, as you can see here. And I added, you know, a few of those little woodland creature. I think those are some deer and reindeer. They are shiny and sparkly. I'm not sure if you can see that from here, but it helped to complete the overall look. And then I added the lights. I think it just helps everything pop. I love how cozy and wintry and Cinderella-esque this turned out. This will definitely be gracing my winter decorations for years to come. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it for you. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for tuning in for day 3 of Glam Christmas Week. If you liked this, please like, share, subscribe, and be sure to tune in tomorrow and Friday. They only get bigger and more glam from here. And you can also check out my Glam Christmas Week playlist to see what you missed out on yesterday and Monday. I am Audrey Deshay, as always, for Designed by Deshay, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.